I'm so excited to have you here, Robert. I'm just amazed with what you put together. So, student loans, personally have experienced them. So, getting rid of them, I'm always supporting. Thank you for joining me here on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I am excited to be here. And yeah, let's talk about student loan debt. Like it sucks, but let's roll with it and let's see how to get rid of it, right?
Yeah, and like the perfect person to put this together because you've created College Investor, you've paid off student loans,
Yep.
and you know how they weigh down. But I think a lot of couples struggle with this because if both of them come in with
Yeah.
student loans, that is a huge number. So I kind of want to talk about why you put together this huge student loan debt movement, but then if you don't mind sharing this ambitious goal that you're having. Well, maybe not so ambitious. We'll get into this looking at the numbers.
Sure. Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I put it together because like you said, student loan debt is a huge problem. And, I had no intention to even write about student loans at the College Investor. Like it's supposed to be about investing. But so
Mhm.
many people have always been like, that's great, Robert. Like I'd love to invest, but I have all these student loans and they are really weighing me down when it comes to my financial future. So we started talking about this,
Mhm.
pretty close to the start. And, it's really just resonated with people since then. And we've continued to grow and talk a lot about student loan debt and getting out of it. And I've had this idea for the last couple of years about how can we like actually encourage people to take action? Because you know this as a content creator, right?
Yeah.
You put all this stuff out there, but you never get to hear like all the time about what's working, what are people doing about it. And so I really wanted to put together some kind of movement where I could like say like we have paid off X amount of dollars.
Yes.
And I put out this crazy goal of $1 million in the month of March. Right. And I
Wow.
was like, let's see if we can do it. And I didn't think I could do it alone. So I definitely enlisted the help of as many financial people as I could get to write about it, promote about it. And we are off to a great start. We're about halfway through the month now, and we passed 350K paid off so far this month, which is so cool. I'm so excited about it.
That is amazing. And you have, to me, this is fun because I'm a slightly competitive person, a leaderboard, and I'm amazed at the amounts being paid off. I mean, any dollar that you pay off, I mean, that's one step closer to debt freedom. But I mean, Trevor has like over $34,000 paid off, and then you have others like Kyle, 8,000 paid off. Some people are paying 22,000 already.
Yeah.
So this is fantastic. But I know a lot of couples are wondering, okay, how can we do this? Like, how does this apply to us? And you put together some resources. Um, and I'll definitely, send everybody your way to get more details. But you talk about three things about repayment plans, student loan forgiveness, and refinancing. So
Yeah.
those terms are thrown around a lot. And I know they can kind of be scary for people not familiar with them. Could you kind of go over the options that people have?
Yeah, totally. So the first thing is you got to get on a student loan repayment plan that makes sense for you. It's always great to be aggressive, but at the same time, the worst thing you can do is like not make payments or ignore your loans because you can't afford it. So, I wanted to put together all these things because there are so many different options.
Yeah.
There's the standard plan, income-based repayment, pay as you earn, extended, graduated. Like we could go on and on about repayment plan options. And I think that becomes overwhelming for people as well. So I put together a link with
Mhm.
all the plans. And when you
Yeah.
sign up for the student loan debt movement, you also go into our email course where we help you organize your loans and then figure out which repayment plan is right for you. Because that's literally step one. Besides getting organized,
Mhm.
it's figuring out an affordable payment amount. The
That's true.
goal, you know, the goal is then, of course, forgiveness. Everybody wants student loan forgiveness, right? Like we would love to get our loans paid off. And, the cool thing is there's actually a lot of ways that you could potentially get it.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, through your
Mhm.
repayment plan itself. They
Mhm.
have student loan forgiveness, and it's not great. It takes 20 or 25 years, but if
Mhm.
you are stick with it for that long, your loan's forgiven at the end.
Okay.
There's public service loan forgiveness, which is the most popular and probably the best
Mhm.
quote unquote program out there. And that's after 10 years, you can get your entire loan forgiven tax free. And that's just for working in
Wow.
public service.
Okay.
And public service is an incredibly broad definition, though. That could be in government, it could be as a teacher, you could be a firefighter, a police officer, you could work for the public utilities department, you could be a
Mm.
librarian, you could be working in public health at a hospital. any kind of nonprofit. Like there's so many different options when it comes to that definition that there
Yeah.
are a lot of people that could qualify for that.
Wow, that's fantastic. And we hear about refinancing.
Yep.
Um, your experience, you're working with others. Is that complicated, hard? What are some things people need to keep in mind before they try to go and refinance their loans?
Refinancing itself is really easy. There's so
Mhm.
many online lenders that you could refinance your loans in probably like 20 minutes.
Mhm.
But it's the big thing is it's not right for most people. So if you have federal student loans,
Mhm.
only about 10% of people should look at refinancing. The other
Really?
90% are probably going to benefit more from an income-driven repayment plan or student
Mhm.
loan forgiveness program. Because you have to remember when you refinance, you're now taking out a private loan that replaces your
Exclusive
federal loan.
protections.
And
Okay.
so you lose all those benefits. And so
Mhm.
unless you are confident that you can afford your loan payment now and into the future, it's usually a better bet to take advantage of the federal programs. Now, if you already have a private loan, go for it. Try to find the
Yeah.
lowest interest rate loan you possibly can get and save that money. But if you have a federal loan, it only makes sense probably for about 10% of people that are really affording their payments and getting aggressive with it. And they want to take advantage of lower interest rates.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So, I know there's going to be several, lots of couples listening, like, okay, we do need to get on top of this.
Yeah.
So, besides just joining the debt movement with you because you guys put all this resources into it, but you also have a Q&A. You're doing Q&A during this debt movement, right?
Yeah, so you sign up, you get access to our private Facebook group, and I'm doing twice a week Q&As
Nice.
on Facebook Live. And if you don't want to get live on camera with me, you can always email in your question or post it in our Facebook group because I think people, are still a little shy to like submit their questions live.
I understand that. Talking about couples and money, I usually don't get people tweeting out their problems.
Right?
I get the
But I want to help you
yeah.
answer your question. So please post your question, email your question. We will definitely help answer it
Mhm.
because I do want you to overcome those roadblocks to start making progress on your student loans.
That's fantastic. And finally, I know this is a little greedy of mine, but I just think this is cool. You're giving away at least $500 every week
We're
on
giving
this?
away $500 to
Yeah.
just join the movement, just to join it. So
Oh,
every week you're entered into it. And then if you participate in the leaderboard, there's going to be over $3,000 in leaderboard prizes. And it's not necessarily the winners, it's just to encourage you to submit your results. Because that's the big thing is I think people really
yeah.
want to see how much we pay off. And so to give you the little carrot, I'm going to dangle that carrot in front of you to try to get you to
Nice.
participate and to join. So I think it's a lot of fun. You could win something.
Mhm.
We gave away our first $500 last week, and we're doing weekly for the next few weeks here in March.
Okay, great. So if anyone right now, they want to sign up, where did they go to join this movement?
You can go to studentloandebtmovement.com and it'll take you right to the page you need to be at. Or you could go to thecollegeinvestor.com. You'll see it on the sidebar.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robert, for being a part of this.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to see how much debt we can pay off.
Awesome.